So those are the things on Earth that I miss, and that's what Gorby symbolizes to me. Over. Great question. We make air from water. We split hydrogen and oxygen, and that's how we get air, because obviously we get oxygen. And water is collected through condensate, so anytime we sweat or anytime there's humidity in the air, we recollect it through a air conditioning type system. And then also, urine is recycled and made back into clean water. Of course, there's some extra that we eventually have to throw away. But all of that process is going on up here, so it's essentially a closed system. Over. This is a great question, and we practice this at least once a month, probably more than that. We practice it here in the space station. We also practice that in the Soyuz, because either one of the spacecraft can have a leak, and it's called a depressurization. So we have procedures to put in place in case that happens. Essentially, what we would do is try to close the hatch and isolate the leak so that it didn't affect all of the station. But if worse came to worse and we had to go in our little spacecraft, the Soyuz, we could also close ourselves in our space suits and then come back if we had to depressurize our little spacecraft. So all of those measures all lead down to jumping in your space suit and closing the helmet and making sure you're safe. Over. Usually there are 6. Right now we have only 3. There are 3 people can ride on a Soyuz, so we have 1 Soyuz up here. We should be getting another one pretty soon, so 3 more people will come, and then there'll be 6. And most everybody does everything. So there's a commander, the guy who's in charge, and right now that's me. But that doesn't mean so much except for the fact that in case we have emergency, somebody's in charge. But for the most part, everybody does science, everybody does spacewalks, everybody does robotics, everybody does medical experiments, and so we all help each other and work together. Over. Well, I think, I miss things about Earth and people on Earth, and I also miss food from Earth. Space food is okay while it's up here, but there's some things on Earth that are really yummy, like pizza, for example, and I think most astronauts miss having their favorite meal and their meal cooked by their mom and stuff like that. So it's nice to get home to see your family and friends and eat what you like to eat the most. Over. I don't. Some people do every now and then, maybe for pictures, but it's a little bit messy to clean up here. You have to be careful. Anything that's powder will float around. I mixed up that last question. I was answering that last question, and no, I don't wear makeup in space, but some people do. But